Horses aren't indigenous to southern Africa, yet in the mountain kingdom of Lesotho, a virtual paradise of highland moors, deep-cut river valleys, soaring peaks, and remote villages that are barely accessible to cars, horses have ruled the roost for almost 200 years. And when you come here, you begin to understand why. Lesotho is one of the most mountainous regions in Africa, and if you want to meet the warm-hearted, blanketed Basotho people, there are only two ways to do it. One is by foot, and the other is by horse. I suggest horse. My only advice, though, when you're going uphill, lean forward, and when you're going down, lean back. And my last words, just remember to pray, because some of the moments you feel like you're defying death. My name is Justin Bonello, and together with my crew, we're doing an 8-country, 16,000-kilometre, 105-day getaway into Africa. And there's only one way to do it, and it has to be from the ground. We left Cape Town late yesterday afternoon to break this big journey which we've got to do today. It's only day 2 of 3 months, and we've got this 800-kilometre journey to the mountain kingdom of Lesotho. Going pony trekking, and I've never been on a horse before, so this is going to be an interesting experience for me. In any case, long down the road, it's going to be one of those days where the journey's the destination. The Kingdom of Lesotho is entirely surrounded by South Africa, and it's the only country in the world where every inch is more than 1,000 meters above sea level, which means it's either very cold or very hot. Well, I hope that wasn't a turn-off. I've lost contact with the rest of the crew. You know, on a day like today, you really don't want to rush anywhere. So I said to the guys, let's find a back route to Malaya. Back route. I think we're going into 4x4 mode. My mouth is dry with excitement. This is why we came here, man. No more 120 kilometers an hour on the open road. This is less than 10. And look at it, man. It's an adventure on its own. Keep looking right. There's like complete drop-offs. And there's no rails, nothing. There's just edge and down. From a really cold morning this morning, it's turned into a really peachy day. In fact, it's the first time in 2 days that I've had a t-shirt on, which is cool. I mean, which maybe it bodes well for like when we finally get to the horses at Malaya. Can only hope, you know. I mean, we were told to expect -7 to -15. So if it's like this, it'll be just the berries. So much for me bragging yesterday about t-shirts and things. It's turned into a long john and thermal day. I'm freezing my butt off. It's been raining all morning. There's a gap in the weather. Hopefully we're going for an outride. Itai.
It's time.
Is it time?
Yeah.
That's Itai, is our guide, and his dad, Mafo, is wandering around here somewhere, but we're heading off to the Botsela waterfalls.
And this is real Lesotho, the mountain kingdom of Lesotho. And it's turning into one of those days where you've got to expect 4 seasons of weather in one day.
What's her name?
Rasta.
Rasta.
Yes.
Hello, Rasta. Rasta, that's a... I've heard stories about horses eating things. My first time on a horse. Whoa. I feel like a cowboy. Yeah. In the course of like 200 years, the Basotho people have become expert riders. Mafa looks like he's in his 60s, 70s. He looks agile. Hey. Mafa, sure. Let's go.
Let's go, hurry.
I'll let you lead the way. I've been told the trick is to sit on your ass and keep your back straight. Wait, okay, wait. And you make the move by digging in here. As you can see, I'm not an expert rider, but I'm spending tonight in Mafa's village, and I'm going to be checking out Basotho culture. And as you can see, this is my first time on a horse.
Ponies rule the mountain kingdom because of one man, King Mshweshwe, the father of the Basotho nation. In the 19th century, he was given his first horse by Moresi, one of his vassal chiefs. And as a result, the Basotho pony culture was born.
This is where you realize that a horse, or in this case a pony, can go where no car can ever dream of getting.
Only 15% of Lesotho lies in the lowlands and is easily accessible by cars. The other 85% is ruled by the Basotho pony. Best thing about them, compared to a car, they don't pollute. And not only that, the Basotho people collect their dung in summer and dry it out to use as fuel in winter, or moisten it, beat it into a pulp, and use it to make letema, which is used to repaint their houses. And if the horses die, they make biltong, aka jerky, to eat. And then there's the obvious transport of goods and people right through the mountains. With this horse, nothing is wasted. They're the perfect all-round solution in the mountains.
I have a tenacious horse which is capable of going anywhere. And all she's really interested in doing is eating. As you can see, all of them are into eating. Wait. Stop being so tenacious, man. All you want to do is eat the whole time, man. That's all you're thinking about, Rasta. Food, 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 food. You're not interested in anything else. I got you figured. This is big country. Beautiful country. Look what we are, where we are, what we do. Whoa. I think I've got to concentrate. Come. Go, Rasta. Slowly.
After King Mshweshwe was given his first horse, it didn't take him long to learn how to ride and acquire more. And 1 year later, he went to visit an old friend accompanied by 23 men on horseback. And by the time of his death in 1870, he had managed to practically mount the entire Basotho nation.
My bum's so sore. At the moment, I think I would quite like to walk. At a date pace. Rasta still just wants to eat.
By the beginning of the 20th century, the breed known as the Basotho pony had reached its zenith, and more than 30,000 were sold to both sides of the Anglo-Boer War of 1899 to 1902. However, by 1906, Lesotho was depleted of its best stock because most of the horses sold to the English and the Boers were castrated.
It's odd to think that you're like the result of 200 years of evolution in this mountain, hey? I mean, when you weren't even looked after in the beginning, hey? The Basotho couldn't have been good horse masters. Just left out there, no shelter, fend for yourself. No wonder you'll go anywhere that a normal rider and horse wouldn't even dream of, hey? You're just a rock, hey?
Nowadays, the fate of the Basotho pony is less certain. The Basotho are expert riders, but like many parts of the world, domestic animals that were once essential to our lives are being replaced. At last count, there were more than 530 million cars on the planet.
Up that way? Really? No, you're mad, man. Our little 4x4 experience in a car ain't got nothing on this. It's a mountain, man. It's not a... Okay, keep going. Oh, God. She's computing the way up. You don't do anything, you just hold on for dear life. And Rasta is the bomb. Hey, girl! And she's not even breathing hard. She's just going. I'm not really the kind of guy that's at a loss for words, but the one word that I can recall now is I'm in love. You are a beast, hey? Unbelievable. I get to have a lot of the best days of my life. Because today is one of those best days of my life. It's a little bit tender just in there. But she is just brilliant. Up that mountain, she's not even sweating. I've never seen a horse like this in my life before. Jeez. Wasn't quite anticipating that. Get off the horse and then have to walk what the horse walked downhill to get to the waterfall. This is why you ride 2, 3, 4 hours into the mountains. You get up to a place like this where nature, well, it just says it all.
Lesotho is not exactly blessed with natural resources, but she does have the source of two of southern Africa's biggest rivers, the Tugela and the Orange. And it's because of this that she's sometimes called the sponge of southern Africa. Not surprisingly, one of her biggest exports is water.
Here the inverse applies of what must go up must come down. And now I'm beginning to understand what Rasta, my little Basotho pony, goes through with me on her back.
When you spend a day out in the mountains on horseback, you come back with a massive respect for the ponies. They are truly magnificent. But everywhere you go, the plight of the people that live out here becomes more apparent. Lesotho is one of the poorest countries in the world, and everywhere we rode, there were blanketed Basotho, eking out a rural living from mountainsides where I thought nothing could survive. I was discovering that life in the mountains was hard for both the ponies and the Basotho people.
I was about to say, you have moments for contemplation, but the truth is, when you're going downhill, all you want to do is lean back and pray. It's like radio down a mountain. Yes, girl, eh? You know, like when you come to a place and you think, geez, that's beautiful. I think Rasta's smelling home now. She's beginning to really put her heart into it. Mafa's village, this is where we're staying tonight, eh? Mafa, thank you. Pikani, thank you for everything.
Do you want to go to bed? Because that's what I want to do. You rock, Phil. Okay. There you go.
Dumela.
Dumela!
And I'm very happy when you want to sleep in my house.
Thank you, Pekani. Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, Mrs.
Mrs. Hello, Mama.
Mrs. Mava.
Mrs. Martha. Hey.
Dumela.
Dumela.
Hantle.
Yo.
Ke phela hantle.
Kipila handle.
Oh, ke hantle.
Sure. I'm sleeping in Mafa's village tonight, and Pakweni, the one guy, says to me, "No, I must come and spend the night in his home with his wife." And I guess I'm getting to experience Basotho rural life firsthand. And it's so quiet. All you hear is like chicks and people and no cars, no sirens. Such a change from the city. Peaceful life. Love this country, already.
Historically, the Basotho people didn't live year-round in the highlands, but with the arrival of Europeans in southern Africa and the theft of tribal lowlands and winter grazing, the Basotho people and the Ponies were forced to adapt to living year-round at altitude, which makes their survival and temperament even more astounding, especially when you take into account that it wasn't by choice.
This is us walking in the dark. If you can hear us and can't see us, well, that's because it's pitch black. Maybe this will work. Well, this is me walking to Pekani. Home in the dark in Lesotho. Gotta love it. Oh, look at your home. It's lovely, man. You have your bed. I'm not sleeping in your bed. I'm sleeping on the floor.
No, don't mind. Don't worry. No.
It's not fair.
It's fair. For me, I'm
For you.
very, very, very happy if you doing that. I'm very, very happy. I'm telling you.
So I see the first thing you did this morning was you fed your horses. They slept out there last night. There's frost outside. They slept out there, no worries.
Don't worry.
If that was any other horse, I think it would be dead. Hey? Only the Basotho pony can stay out there.
I want to stay out. You know, I know if we put inside, sometimes when we top the mountains, it's going to be difficult for them.
Yeah.
Because top there, snow
Really
going to
cold.
sleep.
Yeah.
That's a miracle, also.
Morning. This is the chicken that was being plucked last night. Thanks, Mafa. Kia labo. It's a bit different to like Western stuff because you can check this chicken's almost gamey. But it also took like a year and a half to grow before it was slacht, Afrikaans English for killed and eaten. Those battery chickens you eat, those things happen in like 7 weeks. So this, rich with fat and flavour. Nice. It's like I was thinking last night when I was watching them pluck the chicken that we were going to eat it then and there. And the eating's different, you know. Last night was vegetarian. We're eating chicken for breakfast. And by my city standards, life here is really simple. And there's no whistles and bells. There's no running water, electricity, all those things that the Western world takes for granted. There's no corner store, pop out, buy something to eat.
You grow your own food, you build your own house, you look after your own cattle, horses, sheep and goats. You make sure that in summer you plant your vegetables because in winter mountains get covered in snow and frost and everything dies. You've got to make sure that you've got enough to last you through the winter. In those respects, life is more complicated than living in a city, but you know, city dwelling means that you consume twice as much as a rural person. There's this big oral tradition in Africa. You don't write much down, but you sit around the fire, talk around the kraal. In Afrikaans they call it kaya, which translated means visit. And that's how slow the pace is here, that you can just kaya. There's a much bigger sense of community here than in a city, hey? Everyone knows everyone else, looks after everyone else. Hey? That's the big difference between here and the city and Thai. What do you feed them then? Do you still give them feed or must they find their own food? That's from the corn there, so they eat that and then whatever they can find out there. Do you use the horses as much in the Basotho culture like you used to for ploughing and stuff, or not so much anymore?
Some people are using oxes, others are using tractors, and we are no longer using them for plowing.
The tractor costs you money to plow. A horse or an ox is free, eh?
Yeah, it's free and cheap, but you may find that most people need to use tractors because they plow very fast and they mix a lot of soil.
Yeah, that's true. I say to Pakani, can I help you go and get your millet? He says, and he looks at the sky and he says, no, it's a nice day today, maybe tomorrow. That's kind of the way it is out here, you know. After spending time in Muffa's village and in the mountains on ponies, one of the saddest things I've seen is the influence of Western culture. That house has a tin roof, and at night it turns into a fridge, and in the day it turns into an oven. In the past, houses built with thatch roofs and stone walls were perfectly evolved to suit the extreme conditions you have up here. They'd be warm in winter and cool in summer. And in a nutshell, that's also what's happening to the ponies. Africa wants to be first world, at the expense of what's traditionally and culturally proven to work. Thatch replaced with tin, and horses replaced with tractors. It's a sign of the times. I came here with aspirations of becoming a Basotho person, of really immersing myself into their culture. The problem is that everyone is so hospitable here. You get treated like a guest, you get offered the bed, the best food, the best everything. And it makes being that person so hard. Never thought I'd end up with that problem. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I wanted to plow, kill the chicken, all those elements. But no one will let you do anything, which is nice. But it makes it so much more difficult to immerse yourself into the culture. And why I wanted to come to a village was to experience Basotho culture, Basotho life. And it's still there. It's nothing like it ever was 100 years ago. The West's influence is in. There's a radio here, there's a long drop toilet there. It's all changing marginally. And change is inevitable. You know that's going to happen in the world. But you kind of hope that there's always going to be a marry-up between the two, that the change and the culture are going to some way find a way to coexist. And I think that's really all we can hope for Lesotho and for the ponies, is that there's a balance found between racing forward and into the future and the past.
Follow our journey at getaway2africa.co.za.